In this 2019 DD session, 11-bit studios, Przemysław Marshall and Mitchell Drozdowski, explain their unique approach of the design and development processes behind Frostpunk and this war of mine. They also dig deep into the specific game design lessons learned during work on both games, and how they led their team on build a specific work culture and attention in their vision comes true. It was an intriguing talk, especially if you are at all curious about how a team like 11-bit makes games that deal with grim, unsettling subjects without becoming torturous to play. If you did not catch it at DD earlier this year, no worries, you can now watch this insightful talk for free at the official DD YouTube channel. In addition to this presentation, THEGDC Vault and its accompanying YouTube channel offers numerous other free videos, audio recordings, and slides from many of the recent game developers conference events. And the service offers even more members-only content for DD Vault subscribers. Those who purchased all-access passes to recent events, like DD, would already have full access to DD Vault, and interested parties can apply for the individual subscription via a DD Vault subscription page. Group subscriptions are also available. Game-related schools and development studios who sign up for DD Vault Studio subscriptions can receive access for their entire office, accompanied by contacting staff via THEGDC Vault Group subscription page. Finally, current subscribers with access issues can contact DD Vault technical support. Every year the pace of change accelerates. 2017 saw advances on a scale never before seen, and 2018 trumped that by considerable margin. I hope this post will share a sense of that change, of where the industry is currently at, and where it will be heading in future. There have been too many advances in inclusion of gamers with disabilities to be able to cover everything here, so I am concentrating on a few key themes: hardware, platform, middleware, information, advocacy, awareness raising, games, and a little on legislation. X-Adaptive Controller in use at Creek Hospital. First and foremost, the launch of the X-Adaptive Controller, announced in May for Global Accessibility Awareness Day, and on sale in September. I will not go into too much detail as awareness is now pretty high, but the short version is that it's a device that can be used in conjunction with a regular controller to replace anything between one and all of the inputs with custom hardware, developed over a number of years in conjunction with Warfighter Engaged, Cerebral Palsy Foundation, Able Gamers, Special Effect, and many other individual gamers, advocates and specialists. From a developer's perspective, it's just a regular X controller, so if you want to support its design, the people who use it, in particular, think about flexibility and avoiding unnecessary complexity. Not everyone is able to use 18 buttons, press 3 things at the same time. What it is not is a device that takes care of accessibility, so that you do not have to. If anything, the lack increases the need for accessibility in games, as there are now more games who are able to get past hardware barriers, only to encounter them in games. The lack has already had tremendous impact, not only on the direct impact, but also on general public awareness of unfailing towards accessibility. More on that later. Microsoft also introduced a bunch of other nice things too. The X-Alexa skill, the input learning mode for narrator, the new X-avatars, including wheelchairs and prosthetics, Windows Keys Input API, Mixer's Share Controller functionality, essentially operating as a remote copilot. It was not just the Microsoft show though. There were other hardware innovations, like the spherical therapy-focused Milo controller, and the excellent game control mixer from Celtic Magic under one switch, which allows complex control through a single button. With Swan approaching, there has been a bit of movement on communication tools. Origin patching in text-to-speech for chat messages, Twitch adding a text contrast option for usernames, and Discord kicking off a series of accessibility updates, starting with colorblind options, and a bit of progress with engines. While we are not yet seeing the direct accessibility support that the main engines could and should be providing, there has been some more nice work done on plugins, such as the Unity Input plugin, which aims to simply mapping across input devices with a focus on multiplayer. The Unity Racing Audio Display, for making racing games accessible to people with no sight, and also the Unreal Accessible Realities plugin aimed at making VR, in particular, more accessible to people with low vision. And last but not least, Handle Engine, a standalone multiplayer text adventure engine with a ton of nice accessibility things built in. GMTKS designing for disability video series. As always, 2018 saw ongoing updates to www.Gamasutra.com. But a whole swath of new resources arrived to Josh Stroud, Steve Saylor, Chris Aftermersme, Robinson, and Cherry Thompson at Ubisoft Montreal. And of course, a wonderful resource is simply engaging with your audience. This really kept up a gear in 2018 in a few different ways. Firstly, gamers with disabilities being brought into studios for events comprising talks, design sprints and co-creation workshops, often behind the scenes, but with some companies like EA, Sony, Ubisoft and Splash Damage talking openly about what they have built up to, collaborations with non-gaming advocacy organizations, including Sony Galadapt, looking at accessibility of VR for deaf gamers, Ubisoft's collaboration with iPay on accessibility for gamers with learning disabilities. User research is a key part of it too. 2018 saw a big increase in the number of studios, including people with disabilities in user research, including Microsoft partnering with the Shepherd Center to create the Accessibility User Research Collective, aimed at accessibility across all products. But already with the number of research projects undertaken for gaming, feedback channels have also increased, with both A and Mixer implementing specific rules for people to submit accessibility issues, in each case, tied directly to each team's internal bug tracking systems. These accessibility information, as part of the same accessibility portal that the reporting system follows under, EA launched a resources section, hosting detailed accessibility information for several of their titles. Buying games that turn out to be inaccessible is still a really significant problem, so offering information to allow gamers to make informed purchase decisions is a really wonderful thing. This was quickly followed by Ubisoft's Accessibility Facts, another fact for Forza Horizon 4, and a really wonderful extensive blog post for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Starters in particular stood out, as it was put up several weeks before the launch of the game. Review site Critics upped their game, including screenshots of subtitle presentation and default controls in every one of their reviews, together with info on whether how each can be configured. A really simple thing to do that requires no accessibility knowledge, yet still provides vital information for many players. Solomon Rodney on stage at the Forza Horizon E3 presentation. This was an area of incredible progress, with not just the industry and gamers, but the population in general, even 2018 with much greater awareness of acceptance of and excitement about the possibilities of accessibility. Then the end of the year with the X Adaptive Controller led the charge here, with Microsoft putting some considerable weight behind spreading awareness about it. From the Forza Horizon 4 SA3 presentation, including a Solomon Romeo on stage, playing with Zack together, with a one-handed stick peripheral, through to Microsoft's holiday commercial, for one of the big tech companies to dedicate their holiday commercial slot solely to raising awareness about the importance of game accessibility, is still mind-blowing for me. For someone working in advocacy, it really is a dream come true. X got up to plenty of other nice things too, from working with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on an event for amputees, holding a gaming tournament as part of the Special Olympics, working with advocacy organizations in France under the Tough Gammas initiative, and Phil Spencer using his DICE keynote slot to issue a challenge to the whole industry to tackle accessibility, and let's commit to absolutely including gamers with disabilities.